This video isn't for those seeking fancy graphics or high-energy editing. This video is for those who want to know the real way to save money, not by sacrificing your happiness, but by finding freedom in simplicity. In this episode, we'll explore how to save money without feeling miserable, without giving up everything you enjoy, and without getting lost in the stress of it all. I've also included subtitles so you can follow along more intentionally and absorb these ideas at your own pace. Let's begin. Saving money, it's something we all know we should do, but why does it feel so difficult? And why does it often feel like a sacrifice? Like you're giving up too much? Maybe it feels like cutting out all the things you enjoy or living on a shoestring budget forever. But here's the truth. Saving money doesn't have to feel like misery. It doesn't mean living in deprivation. In fact, saving money the right way is about creating freedom, peace of mind, and a future where you can enjoy life even more. First, let's address the common misconception that saving money requires extreme measures. We've all seen those people online who boast about living on next to nothing, eating only rice and beans, or cutting out every single non-essential item. It sounds exhausting, doesn't it? The reality is you don't have to live like that to save money. In fact, it's not even the best approach. When saving feels like deprivation, you're more likely to quit. You'll burn out and end up back where you started. Maybe even worse off, feeling resentful about money and your goals. The key to saving without feeling miserable is balance. It's about finding ways to cut back, not on everything, but on the things that don't bring you joy or value. This way you can still enjoy life, but in a way that aligns with your financial goals. Why does it feel so hard to save? Part of the problem is that our culture has conditioned us to believe that we need everything in excess. We see ads, influencers, and even friends who seem to have it all, and that triggers feelings of inadequacy. We start spending to feel better or to keep up. But here's the thing. Money is a tool, not a way to fill an emotional gap. We often try to solve emotional issues with financial solutions. Want to feel better? Buy something? Want to feel fulfilled? Go on a shopping spree. But this only leads to temporary satisfaction, followed by regret. The first step to saving money without feeling miserable is changing how you see money. Instead of looking at it as something to hoard or something to spend for instant gratification, view it as a tool for creating long-term happiness and freedom. Start by asking yourself, what do I truly value? Is it experiences with loved ones? Peace of mind in the future? Opportunities to travel, learn, or explore? Identify what matters to you most, and let those values guide your financial decisions. When you align your spending with your true values, saving money won't feel like a sacrifice. It will feel like a step toward the life you've always wanted, one where your money supports your goals, not the other way around. Here are some simple but effective tips to save money without feeling like you're giving up everything. Cut out the mindless spending. Instead of cutting out things you enjoy, start by eliminating the small purchases that don't add real value to your life. That daily coffee run? Maybe you can switch to brewing your own coffee at home. That unused subscription service? Consider canceling it if it's not bringing you joy or value. Find value in experiences, not stuff. If you love going out with friends, don't stop doing that. Instead, choose activities that cost less but still bring joy. Maybe a picnic in the park or hosting a potluck dinner at home. Experiences tend to bring more long-term happiness than material items. Automate your savings. Set up automatic transfers to your savings account as soon as you get paid. This way, you don't have to feel the sacrifice and you're consistently building wealth over time. Track your progress, not your restrictions. Instead of focusing on how much you're cutting back, focus on how much you're saving. Celebrate every milestone, no matter how small. The more positive reinforcement you get, the easier saving becomes. Invest in your future. Make your savings work for you. Consider putting money into a high-yield savings account or low-cost index funds to grow your wealth over time. The idea is to set yourself up for a future where you don't have to choose between comfort and security. Saving money isn't about being perfect, it's about being consistent. You don't need to cut out every little treat or track every single cent to be financially responsible. In fact, trying to do that usually leads to burnout. What actually works is making a few smart choices that are easy to repeat. Like cooking at home more often, waiting 24 hours before making a big purchase, or unsubscribing from those tempting sales emails. These small steps don't feel like sacrifices, but over time, they create real change. You're not trying to win the most disciplined person award. You're just trying to make money work for you instead of against you. And lastly, remember this. Money is just a tool. It's not a scoreboard for your life, and it definitely doesn't define your worth. When you learn to manage it without fear, guilt, or pressure, you start to experience a kind of freedom most people never do. You're no longer stuck in that cycle of earn, spend, regret. You're in control, and the best part? You did it without giving up the things you love. That's what it really means to save money without feeling miserable. Now I will tell you a story about Sarah. She's 29, works full-time at a marketing agency, and on the surface, everything looked fine. She dressed well, went out with friends, even traveled a bit. But behind the scenes, Sarah was secretly anxious every time she opened her banking app. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't save. Her paycheck came in, and within a week, it was gone. So she did what most of us do when we panic. She went into extreme saving mode. She canceled Netflix. She stopped going out. She swapped her almond lattes for instant coffee and forced herself to eat plain rice and eggs every night. For a few days, she felt proud, frugal, disciplined, focused. But then Friday came. Her friends were going to dinner, and she said no. The next week, she skipped her niece's birthday because the gift felt like too much. Slowly, the joy started disappearing from her life. She was saving money, technically, but she was also becoming miserable. Eventually, she cracked. One night, after spending an hour debating whether she could afford a $2.99 ice cream, she broke down in tears. If this is what saving money feels like, she thought, maybe I'll just stay broke. But here's where the story changes. Instead of giving up completely, Sarah paused and asked a better question. What if the problem isn't me? What if the method is just broken? She decided to experiment, not with suffering, but with balance. She set up a simple automatic transfer of $50 every payday. She gave herself a fun budget, guilt-free money just to enjoy life. She started cooking at home twice a week, not to save money, but to actually try new recipes. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. 6 months later, she wasn't just saving. She felt in control for the first time. Not because she restricted everything, but because she finally respected herself enough to save in a way that fit her real life. Saving money doesn't need to feel like a punishment. It's about finding the right balance and making choices that bring you joy and security. Money is a tool to help you live the life you want, not something to fear or restrict yourself from. Remember, the goal is not to make you feel miserable. It's to create freedom. When you change the way you think about money, when you start seeing it as a tool for building a life that aligns with your values, you'll find that saving can be empowering. So take the first step today. Start small and focus on what truly matters to you. If this video helped, let me know in the comments what you plan to do differently with your money, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on building wealth, slowly but surely. Take care, and I'll see you in the next episode.